Right, this is a FIAM TER drive. It's actually really advanced for its time. I don't know quite what year it was. Is there a date on here? It probably is somewhere. 1971. The cool thing about these is that when Express were using clockwork selectors and Otis were using a mechanical selector, these used a flip-flop relay counter selector, just like this. It's very, very clever. It's all relay logic. Here's the diagram for it here. So as the lift was running up, it'd go past each plate and it would flip on to the next relay, the next relay, the next relay, and down and go the same. So relay logic, and once you got one dirty contact would kill it, which occasionally happened in the 90s. And a replacement relay wouldn't do it because they weren't of the same quality, but these things, they lasted about 25 years and you could get a full replacement board. Some of them are replaced with a PLC, but it's actually very advanced for its time. It's pre-electronic, but it eliminated the mechanical need, and that would count up and count down, and this one's still got it. Anyway, people have been asking for a bit more on the diagrams. This one is a it's got a TER controller in it. It had a bit of a fire at one point. Had to change one thyristor, as you can see the slip marks there. So it's basically up down with DC injection into the slow speed winding of the hoist motor to slow it down, and then it changes over to the slow speed and puts DC into the AC signal to the motor. So here it's got a particular sound. If you give it a run, check the coolant down there. So it's DC to AC as it accelerates, so you get a nice smooth acceleration. Ramps up through the thyristors. You hear it slow down, and then you'll hear the DC slowing, and that humming at the end is DC from this little contactor up here direct into across one winding, or possibly two, to hold the motor at zero speed. So let's give it another cool, different floor. Should really have a big plastic cover over it, but usually the little covers are on. There we go. This contactor will come in right at the last bit. You can hear it slowing. Just wax DC in to hold it still, gives you that zero speed edge. It's probably the last one of these still in service in Wellington, with this size at least. This building used to be the post office. And FIAM stuff, we used to think it was terribly cheap compared to the Express stuff. But the sheaths didn't burn out. Very easy on ropes because of the way the sheaths were made so well. It's all looked very crude, but it's actually lasted very, very well. Rubber band to a tachometer there so it's got some speed feedback. Got your up and down slow speed contactor there. So just done a dodgy replacement there. Floor selector over here. Timeout relay that's supposed to mechanically latch. Should be on there. Fan contactor. Door open and door closed. Replace some of the old bottle fuses with circuit breakers there. You can do that on the AC side, can't on the DC. Selenium rectifiers. Bottle fuses up here, and then thyristors for your speed control. So for something that went in the 1970 something, it's going pretty well. All the time is the capacitive. Very, very basic. Get some cool ones. It's got a little wobble governor. No jaw on these. It just works on friction. They're difficult to test because it's like you chuck the rope on the smaller groove, and you have to actually overspeed them to get it to see if it works, because at slow speed you don't get enough friction on the actual governor rope to make it work. Yeah, as I say, these used to be considered cheap, and now with all the Chinese stuff that's out, it's actually considered solid gear and certainly lasting well. So on the diagram here we've got A and B for up and down, TAB and TV for fast and slow. doors over here. Door locks, and safety circuit goes along the bottom here, so we've got governor, safety gear. Door locks are here because it's got a cam on it that's got a lift, so you have to get direction before you get doors. And a small diode fed for cools above, cools below. AA and BB are the demand relays. Cool relays over here. Position relays, because it used to be half of a duplex pair. The other one's been removed, and it has a little MRL. That's what that is. So you can't see the lift move. There's the main motor, fan motors, door motors, cam, brake. All the timers over here, so they're just basic capacitors. There's a fan, single phase, 400 volts. Oh no, 230 volts on that one, car fan. Most of it's 60 volts DC. Bulbs over here. More timers over here. Just there's the inductor relays. So CRS counting up, CRD counting down, ZS and ZD. Z for door zone. Pretty freaking cool. And here's our flip-flop selector, which, as I say, is one of those. It's got the cover on it here, and it just counts up and down. And it's very, very advanced for the time. This is the little VX control for what's now the passenger lift, because they went up an extra floor. We can put calls in there. If we go, what was it, 100 and change? Somebody's standing in the doors, so it doesn't want to do that. Let's get it back off there. Oh yeah, somebody's using it. And if you listen, you can hear one or two relays click, because there's only really two relays in the controller. That's the only way you know it's moving, other than the door zone, because it's got lock circuit there. It's actually moving now. You can barely hear it in the shaft beside it. It did come with a camera and monitor, but of course that's long since died and nobody's ever replaced it. Doesn't give too many issues. It's a brake release over there, so you can move a lift that you can't see moving from the motor room where you've got no control over it, but it's a bit dangerous. You wouldn't use it on your own. As I say, we used to hate working on these old things, but they're much better built than the new stuff, but not many people left that can fix them. So looking in here, you got your, what FIAM actually did, if they put more contacts on the relays, they put a bigger coil on it so it would have more grunt. So you see the bigger ones have got a fatter coil than the small ones. Same with the timers, this big capacitor across a big relay and a little capacitor across a little relay. Back in the day when capacitors actually used to be physically bigger, when they held more value. Something the same size these days is about a tenth of that. But it's amazingly well built. I mean, over the years it had lots of little intermittent relay problems and stuff like that, but they've all been fixed. So all these things just go quiet and very few failures. So cool relays down the bottom. Instant response, no software thinking about it or anything. Pretty happy to run up. As I say, they were never as smooth as something with a DC generator control, because he had much better speed control. But as time goes by, they're much cheaper to keep going with an AC motor and very reliable. Anyway, that's an old FIAM from, what year did we say it was? 1970, I think. 70 on that diagram. Let's have a look on this one. Somewhere on here. So it says 2 speeds, automatic doors, duplex, full collective, SCL1 selector, Nova Zealander, that's what they used to call it, 1971. So very advanced for its time. There's the old fuse holder. Couldn't get the right fuses, so I put circuit breakers on there, because I know somebody can put a piece of wire in and it will end badly. Yeah, keep going forever if we keep a few spares for it, so when we rip out other ones, like that's the selector off the other lift that got taken out, just in case I ever need it. And this thing went in 20 years ago, so it's doing well. It's had a Schindler fan stuck on it with a little adapter bracket. Sani motor. Italian. Essentially a 3-bearing machine, so if we modded this we'd have to put a rope brake on it. Had to add a stop switch, make it a bit more compliant. Not too many oil leaks. It's not too bad, there's a bit of oil in there. Got to keep the salesman away from the place because they'll upgrade it, it'll be a piece of rubbish that'll be knackered in 20 years. Anyway, that's your FIAM with the TER control. Say on there, 380 volt, 220. So it's running on 415 here. It's a German drive by the looks of it. Pretty cool. As long as nobody ever starts twiddling the screws, we'll be right. Cool.